Welcome to 1390. You know that means that we get to go through and look at all of our family pictures from the very beginning. So this is our Edmund and Grace, who started the whole thing 90 years ago. I cannot believe that's how far we are. Here they are in 1310 with all the children who were alive at the time. And this little baby boy right here is Hugh, and he becomes the heir. This is 1320, and here is Hugh, grown up and married, but he doesn't have any children yet. But it's such a small little family. Then we have 1330. We have Hugh, and Hugh has his 2 children, but no wife because she died. And this little boy is John, and he becomes our next heir. This, by the way, is Michael, who lived a long time in our series. So if you remember Michael, there he is. Then 1340, I think, is where we started changing things up a little bit. So first of all, here's Hugh, old man Hugh. Here is John, and he is not married yet because he's in war. And so 1340 was also the one where we had a family over here in France, and we had people who had gone to war. And so Hugh and Michael are in their house by themselves, but we had a few people at war, and we had family members who had now moved to France. This is Frey, and he moved back to France where his family members are from. So now everybody who is in France came from Frey. Then we have 1350. John is dead because of the plague. A bunch of them are dead. And this little baby that she's holding right here, this is baby Kellen, and he is our next heir. So our family got a lot smaller again after we had the plague. Then we still had our family living over here in France, but they didn't stay there for long, as we will find out in just a second. Then we move to 1360, and this is when the colors came in. So this red family is all of Frey's family that went over to France. Now you will see that Mary and her children stayed in France, and Garance and Adrian came back over to England, but we'll see that when we get there. This little boy right here, the only one wearing green, that is Kellen, and he is our heir. Then, still 1360, we only have one person at war. We have a small, tiny family over in France, and here is everyone else over here. 1370 is when things start getting spread out a little bit more. Our main family, we have Kellen. Kellen is married to Ida, and they have this little boy right here named Sebastian, who will become our heir. This is Oliver. This is Edmund and Elijah, and this is Quentin. If you guys are following right now, these people are all still alive in our family. So we still have the colors all divided up. I tried to just put them in different places around the board. There's a couple of different versions of this as we were trying to figure it out. And then this is everybody stretched all the way across here in 1370. 1380, we again have everybody stretched across here. And then these are all people who are gone to war. We had a lot of people have to go to war in 1380. We still have right here in the middle Sebastian, who is our heir, and he is, y'all heard me still call him Kellen, because I do that all the time. But in this part, he's just a teenager. He has not gotten married, so there he is. This also is 1380. This is the one that we used for the thumbnail. We have our yellow family down here. Our red family is all up here. Everybody that has a little mark under them, including Solomon down here, they're all in war. Solomon is in Scotland. This group is in England, and these guys are in France. Then everybody else, the red family, all lives in France at this point in 1380. And bad things happened in the year of 1380. We lost Victor up here while he was at war. Victor was married to Elena right here. We lost Tess, who was married to Frey. And Pierre was married to their other sister, to Frey and Victor's sister, Willa, who died as well that year. So it was a bad year. Anyway, this is still Sebastian, still the heir. He's not gotten married. Now we look at 1390. This is our big photo of everybody all the way across. Our purple family, it's kind of split. I didn't keep them all together, but the purple family is over here, and they take up the majority of the space. We only have this small section of our red family right here, and this small section is our blue family right here, and that's it. Our yellow family is still pretty big, but our purple family is taking over, and our main family is over here. So let's look at how it looks. I had so much fun making this. It did take forever because I literally had to go through and get each individual picture of each person. But I tried to do the whole purple family across the bottom down here. And I do have our Sebastian with his wife Alice, and they have 3 children. So this little boy crawling right here is our current heir, and his name is also Sebastian. But that is our main family right here. And then we have Ida, who is still living with them, and Kellen. Kellen is still living with them. And all of our purple family on either side of them that is stretched out across England. Also in England is our yellow family, and they have a toddler boy right here and an infant boy over here. And that's it. Everybody else are kids or teenagers, and then all the adults are lined up along the back. Then, like I said, we have a very small blue and red family right now. Our blue family, we have Vitalis and his wife Catherine only have 1 child. We have Johanna, who is raising her nephew and only 1 child. And then we have Julian, who is raising his little baby, Julian, after his wife just died. So, his wife was Lettice after she just died. So that's it. That's our blue family. There are 3 boys, hopefully continuing on these names and continuing on these lines because we don't want our blue family to go away. And then finally, our red family, where we have Elena, who is raising both of her nephews. This is Frey and this is Adrian. We have Garance, who is the oldest person in our whole entire family. She will be turning 50. She's in her 40s right now. And Isabel married Gregory, and they only have Ivan left. So there are only 3 boys over in France who can continue our French line. So hopefully that will continue and we won't lose our red family. But our purple family is huge, and that is mostly because Michael and John each had 10 children, and I was worried about who was going to be the heir and if there would be anybody to be the heir, and so things got a little carried away at that point. However, it's not going to always be that many children, so I feel like it will even itself out eventually. I did want to point out down here on the end, Solomon and Giovanni live in Scotland. This is Edmund and Elijah and their families all live somewhere in Eastern Europe. Right now, Edmund, Sophronia, and Hugh all live in Glimmerbrook. I don't have a name for what it is yet. And Elijah and Lenata and their 3 children, I'm missing Larkin, I now see. But anyway, their children all live right now, they live in Forgotten Hollow, and Elijah is going to be aging up and getting married in Forgotten Hollow, and also Lenata will be as well, and then the rest of them are going to be moving to Glimmerbrook. So I know that might be a little bit confusing, but they're traveling is what we'll say. They're kind of moving around slowly. Then from Quentin, everybody over this way all lives in England. This is Quentin and Elvira, and these are their 2 children. And then we have Kellen and Ida, and then we've got all of the rest of the Smith, Miller, Summer clan all over here. And they all live in England. And then all of the yellow people live in England. We do have 1, 2, 3, these 3 guys right here, and this guy all live at war. They all are not at war, but they're in the military. And so they are not getting married. They're not having children. They're just not around and not here. We do still do their birthdays and that kind of stuff, but they're not in our day-to-day play. So I think that brings us to our final picture, the one that we are going to use for our thumbnail. Alice is pregnant. I didn't say that either, but Alice is pregnant with the next babies. She's holding Ida right now. This is little toddler Alice, and this is Sebastian holding Sebastian right here. And then we've got everybody else. I tried to put the purple people who didn't live in England up here. We've got our whole yellow set here. All of these purple people do live in England. We've got the war people down here who live in war, and then we've got our blue family and our red family. So hopefully as you're looking at this picture and you're remembering who everybody is or where everybody lives and all of that stuff, it just might be easy to keep up with. If you have any ideas for what we call Glimmerbrook or Forgotten Hollow, I would love your ideas. Somebody did suggest Romania for Forgotten Hollow, but I am open to whatever you guys think. They're searching for the history of their mom that they didn't know very well, and they only knew that she was a magic user, and so they're following anything they hear about magic or anywhere they can go for magic purposes or to learn more about their mother and potentially her family. So that is what's going on. There's our little toddler Larkin that we missed in this last picture over here. I'm sad that he's not here now. I need to go find him and put him in. But that is it. And I am so excited with how everything looks for 1390. This is a comparison of our 1380 long picture and our 1390 long picture. Last time we had somebody literally go through and count them because she's amazing. So I think that's fantastic. And this is actually going to be the thumbnail when we do the recap, which is why it says recap at the bottom of it. And then, yeah, that's going to do it for this video. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in our next video. Bye.